But today we begin a new month, the month of July. And in this month we have a new theme, which is be. So what does it mean to be fully in our lives? To be fully expressing our authentic self. To be fully in our body and at the same time be fully aware that we are spiritual beings. So to help us in this understanding, I'm going to introduce a little activity today we're going to start this today, and then for the next 21 weeks, we're going to continue this, and we will conclude it all with a celebration around Thanksgiving. So more on this later. This last month, we have been having two book studies happening concurrently. We've had the pre-service book study, the study of the Tao that David has led, and Maria has led the Monday afternoon study of Joe Dispenza. And I'm thinking they probably both have a different take on this idea of being, but I have a feeling there may be some places where they overlap, some similarities. And I'm really interested in finding out what those are. So what I've decided is that next week, I want to hold an open forum for anybody who's participated in either of these study groups to come up to the mic and share their biggest takeaway or their biggest aha moment and really kind of explore this. So I just want to say, be prepared for next week. You don't have to, but you have the opportunity if you want to come up and share your ideas. And we can really check that out. Okay? So we're going to take a deep dive today. Going to begin to explore this topic of being. So take a deep breath with me. Being fully ourselves. Yeah. Well, there's many different levels to us, aren't there? So what level are we talking about? Is it the level of the thinking mind? Is it the level of our sort of psychological self? Is it the level of our body? The level of our emotional self, our maybe unconscious self, maybe the shadow self, maybe the highest self within us, which also has levels within it. So the way I see it, we are all originally pure spirit, undifferentiated substance, that love intelligence, universal love intelligence. And when this universal love intelligence, or the life breath of all forms, as Lao Tzu puts it, desires or intends to express, it begins the process of individualization. So that nameless, unformed substance begins to differentiate, begins to come into a unique expression. That is who we are at our core. That is our eternal self that was never born and can never die. Then, for reasons that I am still unclear about, we decided to individualize even further and take on a personality and a body and an ego here in this physical human dimension. Right? We decided to do that. And as our life unfolded, we developed more of our personality in response to our environment. We also developed our core beliefs, some of which are totally in alignment with the spiritual truth of us, some not so much. And the subconscious self, the subconscious shadowy self. So we are multi-level beings existing on many levels simultaneously. So when you consider expressing your authentic self, when you say, I'm expressing my authentic self, it depends on what level you're referring to. And they're all valid, all valid. And in this spiritual community, we work on many levels at once. We work on healing many different levels, right? So today, we're going to focus on the eternal self. That eternal self of us that is always here, always has been, always will be. It is the thing that never changes, that's not bound to this ever-changing world of temporary form. And that's where you are right now within you, expressing as you. So let's take a moment and connect with that. Just sit back a little bit, close your eyes, take a breath. And just allow this idea of that eternal self of me, that changeless, formless, universal, divine I am. Allow the awareness of that to just bubble up into your mind, to your awareness. You might have a sense of spaciousness. You might have a feeling of well-being. And while you're here, I want to read this 21st verse of the Tao Te Ching. And when we're referring to the Tao, it is this same divine mind, divine life, intelligence, universal one that we say in so many words. The greatest virtue is to follow the Tao and the Tao alone. The Tao is elusive and intangible. Although formless and intangible, it gives rise to form. Although vague and elusive, it gives rise to shapes. Although dark and obscure, it is the spirit, the essence, the life breath of all things. Throughout the ages, its name has been preserved in order to recall the beginning of all things. How do I know the ways of all things at the beginning? I look inside myself and see what is within me. Take a breath and begin to bring your awareness back into this room. So this is what we attempt to connect with in meditation. The kind of meditation that we do here, which is more than mindfulness practice. We are literally attempting to experience that eternal, universal, divine self of us. And with practice, that becomes more real to us than the shifting thoughts in our minds, our passing emotions. It becomes more real to us than our physical body. It becomes more real to us than the ever-changing temporary world of form. And then from that place, we can begin to see the divine essence in all of life, in all of creation, in everything. We can begin to see that behind every physical form is an idea. And practice helps us to see it. You know, a few weeks ago we practiced conscious eating. We talked about practicing conscious eating, where we really became aware, or we attempted to become aware, of the divine life essence behind the food that we were eating. And the prayer was spirit to spirit goes. That idea of spirit to spirit goes. That practice is really good prep to help us to see, to become aware of that universal divine life essence in everything and in everyone. Now, I have to say, it's much easier to see the divine essence in the trees, in the sky, in Mother Nature, than it is in somebody who's being difficult. Someone who's behaving badly, right? Oh, that takes more practice. It takes more practice. Now, they are the same love, intelligence, divine essence that I am, right? And maybe they have gotten caught in sort of these lower levels of ego, mind, or maybe unconscious shadows or something. Just like we sometimes do. We sometimes get caught in those places, right? But practice, spiritual practice, helps us remember. And one of the most effective ways I know to practice becoming aware of the divine life essence in everything and everyone, and being really present to our experience, being in our experience, is the practice of gratitude. The practice of gratitude. It sounds simple, but it's really profound, really life-changing. And if we practice this way, if we set our intention to acknowledge, to see, to be grateful for that source behind the form, and to really be present with that, that's where the energy is. That's where the power lies. Right? To begin to see that essence behind. So, for instance, let me take one of these. Thank you, Pat Brill, for providing this. So here's a beautiful red rose. Now, I can appreciate this on the surface, right? Look at that color. It's so beautiful. It's so vibrant. And the form and the shape and the fragrance. I can appreciate it on this level. But I can also take this a little deeper, and I can appreciate and think about that divine life essence, that life breath of all things that gives rise to this, that eternal life energy. It's saturated with divine intelligence, with divine essence. And I have to say, it's much easier to see the divine essence in a bud or in a new blossom than it is a flower that's on its way out, right? That's wilting and, these have thorns. That's wilting and dying. But somebody in our women's group said, I've forgotten who it was, someone said, I'm learning to be grateful even for flowers that are wilting and brown and dying, because I can see the natural cycle of things. And I can see that flower begins to deteriorate, becomes the soil, and then nourishes the growth of the next one. And I was like, oh, I want to learn that. That's fabulous. That's great. So we can see in everything the divine, its practice. And so we start with the physical expressions of life, which is all around us, and then we can take it up a notch and take moments of our day, moments of our life to stop and remember and be present and be grateful for whatever it is we're noticing. Being aware and grateful for an opportunity of being of service, an opportunity to share of talents, being grateful for being with a friend, having lunch with a friend, or being with a family member, or being with a pet that we love, or mobility, being able to move, being able to speak, the breath of life that is within us that we're taking and we're sharing with all of nature all the time. A cool breeze on a really hot day. All of these life experiences, we want to be present to it. We want to experience being fully there, and gratitude can help us get there. And, Reverend Michael Beckwith says a lot. He says, we want to be more interested in the divine essence, in the one universal divine mind, more than we are interested in the ever-changing world of form. And Lao Tzu says something very similar to that. He says, have an unquenchable thirst for the intangible and enigmatic force that supports all life. Because when we connect with that intangible essence of all life, that source, the unchangeable, universal, divine spirit, not only do we experience more peace, we experience more being fully present in our lives, but we have also discovered the secret to affirmative prayer. Here it is. Because in affirmative prayer, we want to be in that place, in that consciousness of that higher dimension, universal field of all possibilities, the unformed state, and we want to be present to that and vibrate with it and be in alignment with that divine essence. And then from that place, we speak our word. As a co-creator, we speak our word. We call forth qualities that we want to see expressed in our lives, whatever that is. Peace, harmony, joy, abundance, healing, love, relationships, all of that. It's a powerful place to be, to speak an affirmative prayer in that universal consciousness. And it has the power to begin to take form and experience in our lives. And in an energy of gratitude. So let's get into this energy of gratitude now by doing this little activity. So this, I saw it and I said, well, it's kind of like a magic jar. It kind of looks like, a genie would pop out of there or something, the magic lamp. And this is a gift from Reverend Anna, who was here while I was on sabbatical. And in the magic jar, she has placed an expression of gratitude on this note and put it in there. So, you will find in your program, there is a little sheet of paper, and think about something that you are grateful for, and if you don't have one, raise your hand. There's a few, okay. You're going to be trekking around. There's a few people that slipped in without a program or a card. Now think about this. Think about the divine essence behind the thing that you're grateful for. And it may be something that is not yet manifested. It may be something that's still in the unformed state. But in this energy of gratitude, and you're physically writing it down and putting it in the magic jar, thank you, it has power. Just feel your intention. Maybe put out your hands and really feel that energy, okay? That place we've just been, in that universal, powerful, divine mind, essence, just feeling it surrounding this. Powerful. I mean, it's powerful. It is vibrating with this creative energy, this ability to take this spiritual divine essence and through gratitude from our heart become an experience. Thank you. And for the next 21 weeks, this is going to live out in the foyer. I'm not sure where yet. We don't have a whole lot of space out there. We'll find a place, and we'll have sheets of paper. And whenever you come in, if you want to write another gratitude, another thing that you're grateful for, another thing that you're grateful for that's not even manifest yet, and put it in there. And we will continue to grow and grow and grow. We'll have to squish it down in there. And then the Sunday before Thanksgiving, we're going to do a little ceremony around it. Okay? All right. Thank you for participating in that. Namaste. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you.